Hi, it's Stacy Kacerek here with Elsevier. I just wanted to go over a couple of features that we discussed at the end of the presentation yesterday in regards to online content that we have for the Thibodeau Patton text. And I'm going to stick with our theme of blood as we started out speaking about yesterday. And there's two things I want to show you. I want to show you what our online course looks like, and then I want to show you what resources that we have that you and your students can access through Evolve. So we do have an online course for the Patton Thibodeau book. All of the content by module is arranged in exactly the same way, that it starts out with a lesson, follows up with a quiz, includes a wrap-up, and then has an exam. The piece that I want to show you here is within the lesson, because what we have done is we have broken up this content into manageable chunks as a way to try to drive students to the content. So we know they don't always read the books, but we know if we can break things apart and chunk them, that they might be more willing to work through the content. So I want to show you what this content looks like. I'm just going to go through it quickly. I'd be happy to add this content to your online course. So you'll see it's going through here, preparatory work that the students would need to do. And then there are a bunch of games and activities for the students. So the first thing that they're going to see here is a crossword puzzle, just going over key terms from the blood chapter. Then they're going to follow that up with some content. And then the students are going to get to videos. I mentioned in our chat the other day that we have revamped the video program for this text. I want to show you what that looks like.
Red blood cells are tiny disc-shaped cells that have a thick outer rim and a thin center. The normal range for men and women is 4.2 to 6.2 million red blood cells per cubic millimeter. The red blood cell has no...
I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. If you'd like to see more, I'd be happy to show you. And then you'll see as you click through, you'll see terms in blue underlined that link out to definitions from the textbook. So this is a really nice resource. I think that would be helpful for your online students, and I also think that your traditional students could benefit from it as well. I'm not going to go through the other content here because I would like to get into the resources that we have for the textbook. The first thing I want to show you are the instructor resources. And you'll find the traditional things that you would expect, changes to the new edition, a conversion guide from the 14th to 15th edition, all the images, and then of course test bank, and then you have the ability to download by resource type. But the thing that we spoke about was the teach lesson plans. So you had mentioned that there are some issues when you have a large population of adjuncts teaching the course that you need to have some standardization. And that's exactly what these teach lesson plans will do. So I'm going to go ahead into the blood teach lesson plan, and I want to show you very quickly what that looks like. So you'll see the chapter is outlined in 8 learning objectives, and you'll see that trend go through as we work through the teach lesson plan. You'll see the chapter teaching focus. Then there's a pre-test that you could give your students along with the answers. And then here's everything that you need as an instructor to be prepared to come and present this content. So in this case, it's just going to ask you to bring your computer and projector. The teach lesson plans you will find in the folder that we left you. You'll see a printed copy of these teach lesson plans. Here's going to be everything that you can suggest to the students to go ahead and prepare for each of those learning objectives. And then you're going to see a lesson plan. So in this case, it's a 50-minute lesson plan. You'll see each of those 8 learning objectives mapped out by slides, page of the textbook. We've also included a learning activity. So if you're looking for ways to flip or maybe just incorporate some active learning into the classroom, this would be a good place for your instructors to start. And then we're also going to include some critical thinking questions as well. And then here are all the assessments listed. Anything that you see that's in the test bank, you have access to through Evolve, and you could actually pick and choose that content to be delivered to your students, and the system will grade it and drop it into your gradebook for you. And that's just a quick look at what the Teach lesson plan looks like. There are other Teach resources in here. There are the PowerPoint slides and student handouts. The last thing I wanted to show you is there are a lot of student resources that you could assign for your students. I just want to give you a quick glance at those. So of course we have a bunch of animations. I showed you one of those animations already in the online course, but those animations are also here as well. These are all revamped, beautiful.
Hemostasis is the term for the stoppage of bleeding. When a blood vessel is injured, 3 major steps occur that slow and then halt blood loss and prevent invasion of pathogens. The first step in hemostasis is vascular spasm that results from constriction of smooth muscle fibers in the damaged blood vessel wall. Vascular spasm lessens blood loss until the second step, platelet.
So for the sake of time, I'm going to continue. We do have an audio chapter summary for those students that are on the go that might want to take a listen to this summary in their cars or while they're taking the bus to school. There is an audio glossary as well for all of the terms, and it does include pronunciation as well. So you'll see here there's the definition listed, and then I can go ahead and click here.
Adenine. Adenine.
And it's going to pronounce it for me. There also is the online coloring book as well. I'll show you this really quickly. Students really like this tool. It's very interactive. They have the opportunity to work in study mode or quiz mode. I'm going to go ahead and put it in quiz mode, and we'll take a look at cell structure. So all you would do is you would select a color, and then in this case you're going to click on an organelle. And you have the opportunity to decide what that is via multiple choice. And if it's important to you for the students to be able to spell these correctly, they would have to go in and spell it. And you'll see that it'll highlight in the color selected. As you move through the exercise, you just change color and continue to click. That in a nutshell is what I wanted to show you. I know we discussed a little bit about the ability to assign things from the test bank. Sarah, the thing that I think that you missed here is with this assigned content, you can pull up item analysis. And I don't have well, actually I have a pretty decent grade book here. I only have just a few responses because it's not a full student grade book. But I think you could get a good idea as far as the data that we can provide you as well, outside of just the automatic grading information that's compiled through the gradebook. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for listening. Please let me know if you have any questions.